Hey friends, who wants to paint some mountains with me today? I've got my size 14 brush, which I end up using that for the entire painting. And I'm just bringing in some clean water and I'm going to place this on the background where I'm going to lay in my sky. You can tape the paper off if you'd like a nice crisp border, but I decided I wanted some organic borders today. So I will show you though a couple different ways you can. Well, I'll show you. One way is you tape it. So if you don't like the organic borders, and then if you finish this and you're like, oh, I wish I would have taped it, I'll show you a fun way to kind of remedy that. Okay, I am bringing in some orange, and you can see I'm kind of doing it diagonally, and I'm also doing some horizontal lines, and going to bring in some blue as well, just for some color variation. This just makes it look like a nice wispy sky. We just went to Colorado last week, and we fortunately got to go to a Colorado Rockies Chicago Cubs game, and the sun was setting at the stadium, and it was just beautiful with the mountains in the background and the sun setting, and it was just gorgeous. So I think the slanted lines add a little bit of interest, and obviously a couple colors in there add interest as well. So darkening it up a little bit. I'm going for a nice light sky because for this painting, I want the mountains to steal the show. So adding a little bit more orange here, knowing that this is going to dry very nice and lightly. If you want a more dramatic sky, you just keep adding color or let it dry in between and then add color on different layers. And I'm just softening up the edges because I'm really going for that organic border. Yeah, I like how that looks. All right, this is all dry now. So I'm going to come in and put in our first layer of mountains, our background mountains, if you will. And I just mixed together some blue and purple until I got the color that I wanted, which is pretty blue. I'm doing 3 layers of mountains and they're all pretty blue, getting darker as we keep going here. So this is our furthest away mountains, so they're going to be the lightest. And I did not give much thought at all, honestly, to how I'm going to have the mountain peaks be and everything. So I'm just laying in this first background layer, and then I just kind of follow my heart, as they say, with the rest of them. But filling this color in, you can see it's pretty transparent, so I will add some color to that. But I'm going to bring the color down a little bit more, and each layer of mountains is going to cover the back layer, so you don't really have to worry too much about the bottom. But I am just going to bring in now just some water on my brush and pull that color down. You can kind of see a little bit of a gradient, softening up the edges and just bringing that color down, which will all be covered in that lower part. Such a pretty color. And now here's where I'm going to bring in a little bit more blue to make that background color less transparent. Again, it will be covered quite a bit by the subsequent layers of mountains, but just tapping in some color to darken up some of the areas. And you can have purple mountains. If you want to do your purple mountains majesty, you can do whatever you'd like. And you can see that kind of wonky line in there. It's fine. We're just covering it up. Okay, my second mountain range, I guess, is I just added some Payne's Gray and a little more blue to my mixture that was already there. So, and again, I'm just kind of going with what looks good to me as far as the mountain peaks. You don't have to do them this pointy if you want. If you want them to be more rounded or maybe little jagged edges, I'm just kind of doing a pretty basic outline of mountains here, so you get the idea. If you ever look at various mountain ranges, they're all different and gorgeous in their own way. And filling this color in now, you can see how we're covering up most of that background. They're just kind of peeking out of the top there. Yeah, it was a gorgeous time. The weather was gorgeous. We got to celebrate one of our beautiful niece's weddings, and it was just perfect. I think the high was 82 degrees Fahrenheit the evening or the day that was the high, and it was an evening wedding that was outdoors, and it was gorgeous. All right, pulling that color down just like we did with the first layer, because obviously each subsequent layer is going to be darker. And then after we do our third one too, we have yet another layer on top of that I'll show you. All right, and this one I have added black to our already mixed together blues and Payne's gray and purple that was there. Oh yeah, and then I realized, wait, I didn't let that dry, that second layer of mountains. So I stopped and now it's dry, and now we're gonna come in with our final mountain layers, and then we'll do something else right after that mountain to finish it off. And just kind of doing little jagged lines for this one and just kind of being free with it. I like the organic border. I was a little bit mixed as I was doing it because I'm like, ew, that would look really pretty with a nice crisp border, but I think you'll like what I do at the end when we're all finished. All finished. What I do, it takes the borders out of it. Takes the borders out of the equation completely. So, all right, fill in this final darkest color, whatever you choose. And isn't it just so pretty? I mean, you can see with each layer that we add, that first layer that we put down, don't those mountains look super far away? I mean, if that makes sense, I think it does. All right. And we're also going to let this one dry completely. Oops, I'm adding a couple more little, sometimes you just have to zhuzh and you can't stop. That's just what I do. Okay, that is completely dry now, so we are going to come in with like just all black. And you can see I'm just kind of doing a nice straight line across the bottom to begin with, just to fill in. And I was, again, hadn't given much thought to this. I was kind of in a hurry today, I'll just be honest. And so I wasn't sure what I was going to put in the foreground, but decided to just start out doing little spiky lines. And then I thought, do I do pine trees again? I love me some pine trees, which you could. You could actually leave it just like this and have that be the tips of trees, whatever kind of trees are in your imagination. And I really did right here almost put in a trunk for pine trees, but then I thought I would just go off of what I saw when we were at the welcoming party for the wedding the night before the wedding. And I just saw the tops of trees, and they weren't pine trees. It just looked like, I'm going to call them regular trees, whatever. I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, and I don't really know Colorado that much to know what trees are indigenous there. I don't know. So I'm just doing kind of rounded tops of trees and as the silhouette for the front. And I really like how it ends up turning out. You can see I'm just dabbing. I'm just dabbing just little different shapes so that they don't look like little circles. They just kind of look like leaves, you know. Okay, sign your artwork. And right when I'm done with this, I'm going to show you a way that you can just kind of bump this up a level. You could put this on a black cardstock. It would be a really beautiful card. But yeah, I'm happy with how it turned out. And I actually have a frame that I've used in other videos before, and it does not fit this particular painting. But if you don't like those organic edges, that's perfect, because look, it takes the borders off, and doesn't that just finish it off so nicely? I hope you loved this. Look at that. Isn't that a nice piece of artwork? All right, guys, please like and subscribe to support my channel and join me for the next painting. You guys take good care. Bye.